Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all in all to another episode of Aloha and Anonymous. I have my guest today, longtime friend, um, the only guy you probably know. He's a Johnson. First name Hiram,
Yes.
man of many talents.
Oh my goodness. Try.
How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. Kind of good to see you, man. A long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen you
Oh
in
my gosh. Literally what? No, has it been like
10.
has it been 10 years?
Has it?
No.
Well, we touched bases.
Yeah.
But it was always always on the fly.
Yes. Yeah.
It was nothing like how we used to be.
Oh no, we used to literally almost like hang out.
How it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, you used to, yeah. Get that little voice in there.
Yeah. I mean, if we remember, this was the most. If anybody go to the beach, Macau Beach, anybody go to the beach, they gotta stop here.
Oh yeah.
This was Halinalu,
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it was.
house of surfing,
Yes. Back in the days.
and that's where I used to grab my board wax. You see
Yeah.
it? My camera. I used to grab my wax, sex wax, right there in that corner.
Yeah.
On the bottom shelf, I always get the pink one.
Yeah.
Came over here by
I always used to come over here. It's one of my stops that I used to come by because I used to live in Pearl City. Whenever I used to go to Macau, I'd stop here, grab wax or whatever I needed, and then head out to Macau. And it was always a good, Derek, the owner, always, and know him to this day. Still the man. Still see him surf.
Always solid.
Solid.
Especially when he found out that I was here, because you guys are all friends. My father,
Yeah.
and you guys are all friends, and he said, "Yo, man, your concept gonna work." I'm like, "Well, I hope so."
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about. Just the hustle, and he's one of those hustle.
Yeah.
He is the hustle.
And you were always the hustler from the first day I met you.
So we're talking about me then. Let's do it. Let's do it. So it's a new podcast. People don't really know.
Yes.
People don't really know me, but I hope the opportunity that they get to.
Yes.
Even though in the real life, I would just kind of ghost you. If I never met you from the past, I just kind of, especially our Facebook friends. You say hi to all your Facebook friends? Or your social media friends? You guys are friends. You guys talk.
Yeah.
Is there something needed?
Yeah.
I see you. You see me in Facebook. We friends. Instagram.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah. And just post videos and pictures and
they comment. Yeah.
Yeah, once in a great moon comment.
Jeez. So I also wanted to talk to you about surfing. If you don't mind. Out of everybody who do surfing, is there a possibility that you can make it for a living average person to make a living off surfing? Is that even possible? Was it 80s? You go back 80s too?
Yeah, back in the 80s. Yeah.
Talk to me about the history, the evolution of surfing.
To my knowledge, well, back in the days when I first started, I started surfing when I was 7 years old. And my brother actually took me out and pushed me on a board, and I was soaked ever since. And then from then, you start, getting better. You start getting different boards, and back in the days, it was all you needed is just a board. You know what I mean? And it was always whatever board you had was the magic board.
What was the price for boards? And then
Back then, it was probably like $100. You could probably get boards even cheaper than that. I actually used to go to Haleiwa and actually made at the Haleiwa Surf Center. There was there are people that had board making classes, and I actually joined one of the classes and made a surfboard. Actually, the first board that I ever had, I wanted from Sears. My sister put my name in a drawing, and I want a brand new 6'8" OP surfboard, and that was like, wow, that was it. That was cool. And then I went from there, got into smaller boards, started surfing down in Haleiwa because my auntie used to live there, my cousins, and I used to visit my cousins, my auntie, them. Then I formed a friendship with the people there, and I was actually in Haleiwa more than I was in Pro City in my house. I'd always go there mostly all the time, and then after that,
you won a couple of competitions.
when I was in school, I won some competitions. I didn't actually win any top amateur competitions, but I came close.
You win in your heart.
I did. I was, yeah, yes, yes. I always thought that I was better than these other people, but back then there was, I don't know what you call it, nepotism, people, juice, friends, family, and whatever, you know what I mean? But I didn't care. I just wanted to surf. That's all. So I got better at that with the different equipment nowadays. It's where it is now.
Right. So we have these things called foil boards.
Yes.
Tell us a little about these foil boards.
Okay, so I transitioned from foiling to stand-up paddleboarding, and then after that I got into foiling. So
What's the difference in foiling and surfing? Why not surfing?
you can surf on the foil boards. The only thing about it is it's way more sensitive, because you're not actually surfing the board. You are, but it's more about the foil. So when you get on the wave, you're in the air. You're on top of the water on this foil, which has a mast and a wing and a tail wing. And the difference about foiling is that you don't really need that much energy to actually foil. Or you just need a little bit of energy. Once you're up, you're flying. And you can go to places that we've been to that you could foil like 300 yards. With surfing, you ain't gonna be able to do that. No. Yeah, 30, 40 yards, pow. Foiling, endless, 300 yards. And if you go back and forth, you're just flying over the water, and it's so addictive. I've literally spent, I would say, about 25 grand on the stuff that I have.
How up to a period of how many days or years you spent 2,500?
25 grand. Yeah, not 100.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. 25 grand. So, and it was when I first started.
What does that look like? Is that a shop? You must have a shop.
I can tell you how much boards I've had.
Yeah.
From the beginning till now. I probably have about 14 boards.
How much is one? High low.
Over 1,000.
One over 1,000.
$1,400 was the first board I bought.
Okay.
And that's just the board.
Oh,
That's
shoot.
not even the foil. The foil was 1,700. So
Is that some kind of patent thing too they got going on?
no, well, there's different types of foils. The one I started was on GoFoil. GoFoil, and then we end up getting into other brands. You got.
What are the top 3 brands?
For me, right now I ride Armstrong, and it's a company from Australia. And ever since I went from GoFoil to Armstrong, I don't even ride my GoFoil stuff yet. In fact, I got rid of a bunch of my GoFoil stuff, and I only ride Armstrong. But there's also like Access, there's Takuma, there's Maui Company.
How much total do you think there is right now in that area of boards brands, foil board brands?
There's plenty. There's
20?
plenty. No, plenty. Oh, more than 20.
Plenty.
Plenty, yeah.
Focus.
There's so much different brands, and there's also backyard shapers
Yeah.
that make, they got into the stuff, and they're making, money.
Stay home money.
Oh yeah, they make some. Well, they're making boards. They're constantly making boards.
Making a living.
They're making a living
Nice.
off of just doing that. So, but yeah, foiling is it's a whole different level of surfing. It totally brought back the stoke. When you go surfing and you get a really good session, and then it kind of dies out, so you get something else, and it gets exciting again. Like when I started paddleboarding, I spent a lot of money on paddleboards alone.
Paddleboard is a stand-up paddleboard.
It's just stand-up paddleboards, and I went from a 12.0 to an 8.2, which is actually small. You know what I mean?
2.10.
Yeah, an 8.2 board, which is a 4-fin, and that Starboard company made all the boards that I got, and then I started foiling, and I got rid of all my paddle boards and went straight to foil. So
Foil all in.
all in.
What's the biggest wave you surf on that?
Foil, maybe about 6 feet. Surfing, I
6
surf
feet from the back.
6 feet from the back, yeah.
Okay.
So 12 feet from the
What's
front.
the biggest wave anybody ever surfed with foil board?
There's this kid, his name is Kailani from Maui, and he probably surfed maybe about a 30-foot wave on a foil. Now,
Yeah.
okay, you go fast already on a 1 to 2 foot wave. You go fast. And that's the one thing when you start flying, you have to get used to the speed. And that's one thing that a lot of people,
Gliding.
you glide. And it literally feels like you're on a plane. You know when you take off on a plane and then it starts to do this? That's how it feels like when you're on the board. And what I mean by sensitive, you can't turn like how you do surfing. Once you get good at it, you can. So now, I mean, I can. I can surf. I do whatever's out on it. But when you first start, the thing is so sensitive. Once you go, I mean, once you're going and you're up, you got to commit. You can't be like, oh, I got to back down because you're going to get hurt.
Sound like surfing at Yokes. Oh, third dip.
Surfing at Yokes, they're dip surfing.
Like
Yeah.
once you commit, there's no pull back.
No.
It's over the
You
fall.
gonna go. You gotta go. You
Looking
got.
for reef.
Yeah. If you're not, if you're apprehensive, you're gonna eat.
How much people get hurt? Does anybody really get hurt, or is it like regular surfing?
For-
Because it's kind of long. It's kind of longer.
It's a mess.
If you're in the barrel, would you get hit?
You
Anybody
mean
get hit?
foiling?
Wipe out? Yeah.
Yeah. You know you.
It's different, huh? It's very.
It's totally different. No.
Yeah.
No. Like I said, I don't. I mean, there's people that do that in Tahiti. They'll foil, but
They foil the
the barrel and they eat it.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't suggest for anybody to try go pipe or someplace that's shallow. You cannot because
I'm saying for everybody else though, is it not, or it's about the same?
well, surfing wise you can because
Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
you know they use this fin.
Yeah.
Well, foiling you got a long mast that's going to hit the reef. So we got to go places where it's deep.
Oh, okay, there it is.
You know what I mean? It's deep. So and you're going to be, of course, once you get up, then you're going to be, you know what I mean? You're going to be using foil and you're going to be flying and you're going to be going fast. And there is times, I mean, I've gotten hurt. I mean, a lot of times.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've gotten hurt. I mean, when I first started, you know what I mean? I wasn't used to the speed. So I ended up going over a wave and I ended up jumping off where it was like this shallow. And I literally, my whole face ripped.
Was that the board or the ground?
No, the reef, because I was going so fast. I wasn't used to it. I just, you know, and I got up and my face was just blood. And my friend's like, go in. And I'm like, is it bad? He goes, go in, bro. I'm like, okay. And I went in, I looked at it, and it was all blood. I mean, it was just literally spitting blood, you know. But, and I thought that was it. I wasn't going to do it anymore. But my nephew and my cousin actually kept me going. You know what I mean? He's like, no, you.
Good thing they were around.
Well, because I didn't want them to get better than me.
Hey, there it is.
And so I ended up getting better, and then I'm doing my thing. And so now, yeah, 25 grand later, yeah.
Okay. Foil boards. There's actually a little foil community in what's the name of the beach over there?
Oh, rest
In
camp?
Miley.
Oh yeah,
Rest Camp.
no, Miley too. So
I think I saw you passing by a couple times.
you know, okay. So I mean, there's so much people. A lot of my friends foil out there. Me myself, I don't really care for it.
Huh?
I don't really care for Mighty Point.
Oh, you don't like that place?
I don't know why. I mean, I mean, it's a good place to go surfing or
Yeah,
long
there's like a little
paddleboard.
community over there.
But yeah, because there's a lot of guys that love to go there and they do other stuff. But I like to go to rest camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always foil at rest camp. Then a lot of people go out to rest camp also because it's kind of a long way, but it's kind of deep, so I can ride all the way from the outside to the shore.
You seen any tiger sharks over there?
You know, brother, I've heard stories, I've seen videos of sharks in Pokai Bay coming towards, and
Oh,
also
because the kinds over there.
the harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a couple of my friends, Uncle them, said that they got some big boys out
Nobody
there.
got bit.
No, nobody got bit. No, not yet. No, we not. No, I wouldn't even want to do that.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of hours and people in water.
Oh yeah,
So,
of course.
But
And
they're not
they're
really.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, they see a surfer.
Yeah, I don't think they're really interested in the surfer or whatever. They're more. I mean, there's just so much food out there that they're more or less like, you know,
Yeah.
they come in and they're just curious.
Yeah, actually, I think the media, the world now, so the social media world, I noticed that they're showing me, or the algorithm for the phone is showing me videos of sharks and how they just grab the tiger shark's nose and they just turn the other way. Without movies,
Sure.
you all think that
Oh, yeah.
tiger sharks are bad, but nowadays the social media is showing that sharks ain't that bad at all.
No.
Yeah, they're cool.
I mean, well,
I see a lot of
yeah, yeah,
surprisingly.
and it all depends.
Yeah.
So I've saw stuff like that. So what it is okay, when the shark's curious and he'll put his nose up, there's a way to touch the shark to where it's going to be more of like
Yeah.
think of it like, oh god, okay, this is cool. Because believe it or not, I mean, it's what I heard. Sharks like to get pet. They're almost like dogs. But who in their
think
right
so.
mind is going to pet a freaking shark? You know what I mean?
White people. I swear. I never see that local person. No black person. No Mexicans. The white people. The white people will save the world.
You know, I'm guessing it's kind of like the scary movies, right? You know what I mean? You know, you're
Yeah.
never going to see a colored person be like, oh,
That
let's
person
investigate.
died.
Yeah, right.
person died.
The white people are like, yeah, we got to go investigate. The black folks are like, negative. Let's get out of here. And even if their girlfriend's behind, they're like, oh man, I'm sorry, honey, but I'm out. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, so
but,
that's always been interesting because I think that I recently figured it out that I might have a phobia. The word is phobia for sharks because of
Sure.
waters, because of the unknown.
Sure.
I never really thought about it, but like I was really I'm so down for surfing. I'm so down
Sure.
for it.
Sure.
It's part of me. It's always good to get salt on our on our hair.
And we're local. We're Hawaiian. You know what I mean? That's just what is inbred in our island style of getting into the water, no matter if it's diving, surfing, swimming, or whatever. You know what I mean? For us, you know what I mean. Especially for me, I love surfing because it's it's individual. Individualism. You know, you're out there, even though you're a bunch of friends and a bunch of other people. When you take off in the wave, it's all you. You know, it's all you by yourself, and you just do whatever you can, have fun, and you know what I mean. You know, like when I used to surf, I would surf for like 2 hours, and that was enough. When I foil, 4 hours.
Sound like you upgraded. What's her name?
Her name is
appreciate you
Armstrong.
You named her.
You know, I didn't. I have
How
so
dare you.
I know I have so much. I mean, foil boards now that
Sound like you're a player. Play a lot, huh?
I'm a whore. I got.
I'll sit down after.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I also wanted to get into with the surfing and then my phobia of water and then how interesting. I don't see how local people find time to surf. I'm not making it an excuse, but since I started doing real business
Sure.
stuff, I love the water. Just thinking about it makes me very happy.
Sure.
So as I hear you express one man on the wave and you're going philosophical,
Yeah.
I understand. Because in that song, only a surfer
Knows
knows
the
the feeling. It's so true.
It's so true.
Yeah, so if I hear that, if I hear a good story, like, oh yeah, wow, oh, and what else happened? Oh,
Yeah. What else happened? You know,
Yeah.
it's funny that Macau is one of my favorite surf spots, and but recently there's been a rash of tiger sharks coming in,
Okay.
and there have been attacks,
Like bumps,
negative
bites.
bites. Yeah, well, a couple of years ago there was.
I'm just trying to come over here, get rid of my phone.
I know. Well, I know like you go
man.
Macau and then you get something,
man.
but I don't know for some reason. So there's been like a pod of fish coming in, and the hungry sharks come in. They're hungry to come in, and and of course mistaken identity, and a kid just got bit. A lady just got bit recently.
How recently?
Shoot, maybe sometime like last year.
Is it just taken away, or did it?
No. Just curious bite and out.
Okay. He
Yeah. Well,
He's
yeah,
like,
but
we want to make sure.
right,
Make
but
sure.
I mean, guarantee on sore. I mean,
I don't understand.
Bro, shark, go bite. Let me bite you. That's not even gonna be half of what a shark can do. But yeah, so even a kid just a couple years ago got bit.
A couple years.
Yeah, a couple years ago he got bit. He was going on the inside, maybe like 50 yards out, and it came in and it bit him. I have seen tiger sharks come in and they swim under and they go out, and they cannot stay inside because they'll drown because the waves will come in and smash them and they'll drown. You know, believe it or not, sharks can
Drown
drown.
the shark.
Yeah, because
Never would have thought of that.
well, yeah, crazy, huh? Isn't that crazy? Look it up. Sharks can drown. If they get caught in the whitewash too much, and they, yeah.
I am under the impression that local people today have 2, 3 jobs just to survive. One of the great things about being Hawaii versus not leaving the islands is the ocean. The idea is that Hawaii, we have. This is where the birth of surfing was.
Yes.
This is where a lot of us was birthed.
Basically, yeah.
So we're kind of connected
Oh
in
yeah.
that surfing. And then a lot of people live in the islands, and a lot of them go in Vegas, Texas. There's no ocean.
Yeah.
And then when they leave, a lot of people leave to start a new life. I see that the idea is that they always miss the ocean. It's always the ocean, the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they get hit with reality. Like, okay, that's why I left.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Where do you
why.
find time, and how do you do it?
Oh my
Or what
gosh.
is it? What is it?
You know, so we work all week, and then for me, I have off on the weekends, and I always make it a point to I have to. So, I don't go to the gym. You know what I mean? I don't go running. I don't go walking. My exercise is surfing. So try to think about somebody running or staying in the gym for 4 hours. You think they want to do that? No ways. I mean, unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Nobody gonna like stay in the gym for 4 hours and get the maximum whatever. For me, that's my exercise. That's my gym. That's my because when I'm up and I'm having so much fun and not thinking all the work that I'm putting in to surf these foil this 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Once a week, twice a week.
I try as much as I can a week. I mean, especially if there's waves down this side. Oh, after work, I'll go surf. I'll go surf. So I try and do 2 or 3 times a week. If I can more, I do. I'll surf more.
Think people who work day to day, blue collar people, have a hard time getting to the beach, or is this all of the same? Nothing's changed so far.
Nah, yeah, it all depends. I think for them, it's harder depending on the situation and the thing that's, you know what I mean, the kids, or
Having kids,
well, I mean, taking care of the kids, yeah,
making kids.
both, making kids, having them, taking care of the kids. I mean, the focus totally gets off of you, how you used to do stuff before. Now it's them. That's probably priorities. Yeah, that's probably one big reason. And then when they finally get to do it, they forget how it was. You know what I mean? When they were able to do it when they could.
Fortunate enough to keep the tradition going.
I am, because my kids are off in the mainland living on their own. Yeah. So right now it's just me and my girlfriend, and we work, but then on the weekends we try and make time to do stuff together and go to the beach. For me, no matter what, I go into the beach. I mean, that's my work hard, play hard, and then of course, when I'm not playing music.
It's the other part. Here we are, the second part.
Right. Yes.
Man of many talents,
Oh.
the shredder himself.
Right.
The shredder on the wave and the shredder on the stage. Mr. Hiram Johnson.
Ta-da! Yes, sir.
You gotta give me a video because they must think I'm joking. Because the way your fingers move, the way everything sounds, you get into it. Like, shit, I wish I could do that. I don't think I can think that fast. These fuckers like that, they're like, what the hell? No wonder he get plenty girlfriends.
No. I have friends. No, but my girlfriend, she's. Of
course.
I don't need any more. I just want one. One is good. Give people a try, but no. Get Auntie over to sharpening the knife.
Oh boy.
No, that's funny.
Talk to us about this on the stage. How is that? Because you got your natural high. Only a surfer knows the feeling. The other natural passion is playing guitar.
Playing guitar, playing music, just listening to music in general. When they even say that music is the cure to all sickness. Music.
Who said that?
I'm not really sure who said it, but I heard it. I heard it somewhere.
Still alive.
Yeah. Probably not.
Okay.
But when you listen to music, it'll change your emotions. It'll either make you sad or make you happy. No matter what it is, it is what it is, and you feel that when you get yourself into the moment. You can have the worst day of your life, and then hear your jam, and you would forget about that for a couple of minutes or whatever, and think about good stuff. You know what I mean? So, for me, listening to music, that's just, one of the best high you'd ever have. For me, not being in the water, and then also being able to play it. I can play guitar, I play drums, I play bass, little bit of everything. I can also sing. So I play with a bunch of bands.
Could you name some of the bands you perform for or play with?
Oh shoot, of course.
This is anonymous.
And then, yeah.
We're anti-anonymous.
Okay, I played with Danny with Puhaku. I've played with China and Walt and Kaval. I also played with a bunch of artists that came from the mainland from this. One of the bands I used to play with called Rhythm House. And I played with Finn. I played with Swiss. I played with Tanel. Just a lot of people who come from the mainland that they don't have to bring their whole band. What they do is they'll send us the music, we learn it, and we go to the concert the next day. Wow. So we have like a day to learn all of their stuff.
But you guys are all pros, or you guys got that.
We like to think so.
You feel like a rock star.
You know,
Or you past that rock star stage?
no. Do I feel like a rock star? No.
Answer that question how when I said it to you.
Okay.
Like
Do I
it.
feel
Let me
like
try
a rock
again.
star?
Do you feel like a rock star?
Sometimes. That's how I got in trouble. But
I'm noticing. That's like what he said. Okay, something's going up over
you know,
here.
that's what you're saying. What limits are we up to? Yeah. That's how I got in trouble, and that's.
There's been a few artists, young artists, because you've seen a lot of them come and go.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of them succeed.
Yes.
And did better than us.
Yes.
Where we're always happy for them.
Sure.
Always.
Yep.
And then wherever we're at, we're cool.
Yep. Yep.
Is there anything resentment you wish you could have done, or you're happy where you at in your career of being a rock star?
Okay. So just playing music, of all the people, a lot of people that I played for, you know what I mean, and being able to grow from where I was when I first started.
Year was that?
Where I'm now. Well, you know when I actually started
Picking up something.
playing music is well, when I was a kid, you know, my brother was the professional, and he tried to teach me how to play, but I couldn't really get that concept of, because he was a professional. He played, and he tried to teach me stuff, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. That's too hard. But then when I got into high school, and then I actually had friends my age playing music, teaching me, I could relate to them because we're the same age, and they were learning, but they knew more than I did. And then when I actually started learning stuff with them, they actually explained how to play music easier than what my brother tried to teach me. He tried to teach me more of full chords and theory. When you're like 10 years old, you don't know that. Theory, what? What the hell is that? I don't know that. But my friend taught me more like, okay, do it this way, and it's easier. So, and then after I started getting to playing with
You
more
go to
bands.
school for that, or just
No, I didn't. I just learned.
self-taught with friends?
Self-taught with friends.
Read music too?
I don't read music. I know chords. I know how to.
Hey, just say you don't read music so I can feel better about myself. That there's hope for me. I don't have to learn how to write. I just go do this money. This is the beat I want. Bop bop bop
There
bop
you
bop
go.
bop. No, my bass bop.
Exactly.
Bop. I don't want to learn. Just do it. Figure it out.
No, that's exactly what it is. You know, you go on what you feel. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't judge anybody.
So do you read music?
I don't. I don't. So you get home, Brad, huh? Yeah.
But it's
Yes.
not in positivity. It's not the negative.
Yes, yes, and I normally.
play by ear.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, by ear, and but I do know a bunch of chords. You know what I mean? But I also know a bunch of chords by ears, and you know how to transpose. You know what I mean? From different songs, and how different people sing. You know, different people have different pitches, how they can sing, or what notes they can hit, or what notes they can't.
Got it.
So the artists that we play with, they're like, "Can you play it in this chord?" And before, back in the day, I'd be like, "I don't know how to do that," but now it's like I can't because everything's relative. You know what I mean? There's triads, which you understand, but you know, a lot of things with the music are in triads. You know,
Make us understand.
you know, like G, C, and D. You know, you just with those chords, you can sing about 1,000 songs just playing G, C, or D.
And you just
And you just play those chords, and you can play it front, back, and forth, and come up with different ways of playing it, and it comes out a different song.
So one of the things that I wanted to do, I didn't want to talk about on your podcast, but one thing I wanted to do moving forward, because everything in Hawaii for me, it takes a lot of money, a lot of time, effort for a zero-sum game. Because we haven't talked about taxes yet, and all that stuff and all that jazz. But one of the things I want to get into is the internet world. I want to do this podcasting, and then I want to do like country music singing, doing the whole music videos, doing the whole writing songs, doing covers, doing all that kind of stuff. That's
So
what
you
I
like
want
country?
to do. I think that's the voice I can do.
Okay.
I can do other stuff, but
Sure.
you know,
Why would you sing?
you and you're gonna have a karaoke sesh before you leave.
I heard you sing. You sing a couple.
It's nothing to do with a Filipino. People gotta leave that alone. It's nothing to do. Like, oh look, Filipino. Oh, you karaoke today? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Come on, you can sing. You can sing. But you prefer country.
I think that's an untouched market. How country saved my life, and without going insane, without just you know what? There's no way. If only way. If the only way people could make it in business is to be a drug dealer. Or make laundered money, and then start a roofing company.
Sure.
Start a construction company. Start a clothing brand.
Sure.
Start any type of, and you just keep spending till you make it. Then maybe there's a chance. But to me, I come from a good family.
Yes, you do.
I've nothing like that in my bloodline.
Okay.
So that was out. But I thought that's the only success we see. Then maybe I can make promotions, make concerts. And just
Well,
spend.
you knew what was right.
Yeah.
You knew what was right. You knew the difference.
Yeah. So, but I'm not about doing that time. I like it outside. I don't need a vacation in jail.
Sure.
I don't want to tarnish my family's name.
Yeah, of course.
But I thought the best way is to provide information, content creation. I love it. Before social media was a thing, cameras a thing, slideshow was a thing. Fuck, I was doing it.
Yeah.
But I got stuck up in the business
Sure.
world, entrepreneurship.
Yeah. And it wasn't being funny.
Yeah. Like I was telling the other guy, where was people like Crocs now?
Yeah.
Where were you, Crocs, when you guys was hating on my slipper? Me and Melko Banks. God bless his soul. And honey, me and Uncle Melko Bang, the legendary comedian.
Well,
We the only guys wear Crocs.
yeah.
And now everybody's on it. Like, damn.
Yeah. Love Uncle Mel. He's the man.
So we did comedy shows.
Yeah.
You did music for me.
Yep.
You did my catering.
Yes. Second to none, boss. Ocasio Catering.
Who's first? He said second to none.
There's nobody first. That's what second to none means.
Second to none.
Second.
There
to
is no
none.
second.
You guys are second to none. You guys are number one. You guys are imua, the whole 9 yards. I'm telling you, I cannot even.
Give me your greatest story about the food.
You guys food?
Or your fondest memory, because you also helped us.
Yeah. No, I
Did
did.
a lot of projects.
Yeah. No. The fun. Oh man,
Give me a memory.
there's so many to choose from. I mean, we did. I've been at parties that you guys catered, and I mean everything was top notch, from the poi to the lomi salmon to the long rice you can't even touch, to my favorite, the Kahlua pig. The Kahlua pig. I mean, I actually saw your dad actually make it, and I was like, okay, I cannot say anything because that's secret.
For the proprietary.
Yeah, right. That's secret. I would never, to my death, say anything about that process of what your dad does to make the Kahlua pig taste like what it does. But everything that you guys do, I mean, from the food to the parties, I've never seen somebody, or even a company, a big company, have the organizational skills that you guys had from start to finish, from setting up a party to making a party, for the sounds to the food to the presentation to the MC. I mean, the party was always a party. It was always a huge production that was well planned and was perfectly made from start to when you get there to when you leave. And after you leave, the next day you're talking about it. You know what I mean? I mean, like for me, even Maylin's like, she looked forward to parties that you guys, to you guys parties. What are you like? We always go to a party like, who catered that? You know what I mean? And then when we hear, oh yeah, Kalani, then we're like, oh, mean. We're on it. So yes. That's I mean yeah, any parties that you guys did was fun. Was the best. Any parties, yeah.
That's what kind of got. Cause yeah, I always remember good times. Cause that was the way that we all connected. You know, we all just there to do the catering, and then that's there for me. I was doing the slideshows.
Yeah.
You know, then I go run the sounds.
So is that family? I mean, is that you guys always did that? Did the Ocasio family always do that from back in the days to now? How did your dad learn how to do that?
Is this my dad's family?
The dad family was always doing cooking and stuff like that.
My uncle who passed away. You ever met? No, Uncle Khalil. My dad's other brother was the business guy. He grabbed Kamehameha.
You look like you.
That was my dad's partner. My dad is actually a twin, but his twin died at birth. But he was his partner because my grandmother had six boys.
Okay.
Then out of the six, there was two, four, six. So there's like my dad's brother, the second youngest. My dad's the oldest. He was the one that introduced. Well, my whole family is business minded. My great grandfather I had a privilege to meet. I'm actually named after him,
Hey.
Henry Polly.
Oh, yeah.
Henry
Your name is
Polly.
Henry?
My middle name is Henry.
Oh, you remember? What's your first name?
Henry K. Yeah, so Henry Kupu Polly Pahupu.
Oh,
But
nice.
it was Pahupu, but because he was business and he had interest with the hotel, the ranch,
Sure.
the postal service. You know about that? My great grandfather, he had like the hotel. He's part of the hotels, the ranch. They still have 200 acres, the land. He had he was the business guy. Preferred history is that he helped institute the whole Hawaiian homestead thing back in the day.
nice.
He was around. He was around the 1900s.
Wow.
He was a strong. To the day he died, he had a really strong grip. He was hardworking man.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
My grandmother used to work in the hotel, and then my great grandmother hotel. So
Oh, yeah?
hardworking family.
Hotel. What hotel?
Hotel Molokai, that was theirs.
What?
Yeah.
No way. They don't have that anymore, yeah?
No,
What's the location?
it's
Was that in
something
California?
else. No, it's like
North
either
South.
Seashore Inn or something
Oh,
like that.
north side.
Yeah, somewhere.
The Sheraton. Sheraton?
Shoot, I don't know if there's a Sheraton, there's a Seaside Inn, Molokai Inn.
Hmm.
But yeah, so the business stuff was always been a part of us. But that was different because that was different kind of wealth. That was like, just different wealth. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm actually excited, not to change the subject, but I'm excited for the future because the future is where every person has an opportunity to change the generational gap between everybody can actually make money, make a living doing what they love. I see that if you're fortunate, you have a lot of youth. I can hear it, I can feel it, I can see it, feel it.
I know.
People are making money. People could make money. Just do a TikTok because Maylin watches you, huh?
She
She still watches you. She film.
she does.
I got one because I only recently started TikTok. Cause it didn't make no sense. When I see dumb people making dumb money, I'm like, damn, I better figure this shit out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get one for you. So every time you on a surfboard, you have Milan TikTok, and then you surf a wave, and then you call out their name, or like you tell them, what do you want me to do? People would pay for that.
What?
Do you have a TikTok?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm here. I'm the guy that you must be a Facebook guy.
Yes.
Instagram?
Yes.
This is by what social media platform you on. I can kind of relate to see where they at. If they Snapchat, then I know how old they are. And
Right.
Snapchat and all that stuff. So let me say then. So on TikTok, it's interesting because people actually make money. There's one kid, 99 cents. He does a backflip. Any place around the world, watch this kid. He does a backflip. He make 99 cents. 99 cents. He has his other service because these are rendered services.
Okay.
Other services. If you send him 19.99 or a Galaxy logo, a symbol, he will do 30 backflips. 30
What?
backflips on the camera for 1,000 people to watch. You can comment in real time. You call you out, shout you out. This boy's 15, bro. I'm over there at my print shop, printing my shirts for 4 hours. I cleared maybe a profit of only $120 after everything paid. This little kid, well, he's a little bit taller.
Right.
This little kid, kid,
Right.
cleared $400.
What?
Yep. And here we are in Hawaii, trying to make $120
Right. I'm trying to make it 400.
after tax, $100, and this kid just made on our lunch break. After I Paul print this order, I only made $120 after, and I still got to pay for the shop, got to pay for supplies, got to pay for the help. Ooh,
So it actually comes down to like $50.
maybe lunch money, lunch money.
Lunch money.
But history. We're living in the future, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Living in the future. I mean, even doing a TikTok for your you gotta ask Millen for figure this out because I'm only trying ideas out.
Yeah, no, that's good.
TikTok. And then when you're on the stage, hey, I can wear your shirt or I can do your notes. I don't know how to explain it. You gotta watch it. After I explain it, try watching. Like, this is retarded.
No
But this
way.
is dumb.
Yeah,
But people actually tune in because I'm tuning in. So I vow to not to watch anyone's content and watch only my own content because it's so easy to get sucked in.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
With the TikTok thing, it's only 1 minute, so you got to capture people's attention. So people's attention span is so small because it goes quick.
Yeah.
Can I hold a conversation? Whatever, just quick. Facebook, Instagram is actually a little bit long term, so you can decide.
Right. So you can kind of slide and see it. But
It's exhausting, but the future is here, and I'm very optimistic. For the past podcast up to this date, this is probably be number 8, 6, 7. I think it's number 8. And then within the 8 podcasts, I feel after because I watching all my content over and over, like, damn, I'm so negative. But it's not negative. It's optimistic. It's optimistic.
Yeah, optimistic.
I just bullet point.
Real.
Yeah. I hate to use the word because they hijacked that word. Everyone who used the word real ain't real. Not real to me, but here real according to their historical events that take place thereafter.
Yeah.
Makes them not real. So they take the real. I said it in 3 or 4 of my other podcasts. I don't like the word entrepreneur. So this is the 4th time I'm saying it in Portuguese. Was I not entrepreneur?
Yes. You were.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
I
not.
met you. You're always a go-getter entrepreneur. But now, I mean, there's so much things going on.
Now I have shops.
Yeah.
I never have shops.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I always had. Do you remember my shop in Kapolei?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a print shop.
Yeah.
But I had a second shop in Kapolei, by the theaters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew you had that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Then I had the karaoke shop. Remember me doing my
Yeah.
karaoke shop? Okay.
Yeah.
The karaoke shop, and I had a print shop in Pro City. All those, I wouldn't say failed because I still have my customers. It's a inability to make do after we're freaking hustling. We do our shirts. We drive 20 miles to Pro City. We do all our shirts. We do all our orders. 12 o'clock, we go home. We all live west. So we drive 20 miles west. 20 miles, well, 15.
Yeah, so that's, back and forth.
And then Friday, we had MMA show.
Yes.
Remember? And then Saturday, we had concert. Sunday, we had fundraisers. It was an ongoing, never-ending 10, 12 years.
Yeah, you're always doing stuff. And you don't look, I wouldn't say it as a failure. I would say it as progression.
Sure.
Did
I say failure, but?
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. But
Yeah. It was like, right. And it was always progressing, you know what I mean? And education. You know what I mean? You always learn it. And if you were to look at it as a failure, then you fail.
yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? You just look at it and there's always there's always a positive to a negative.
Yeah, it's all positive for me.
Yeah.
Stated at episode 8, it's positive.
Yeah.
I just need people to understand the darkness. There's a lot of dark. You cannot find light until you know what the dark look like.
Oh yeah, of course. You're gonna have to fail before you succeed, right?
For the most part, in Hawaii, for my life, I've only been entrepreneur for 15 years. Because there's people doing it freaking forever. Like, damn. Only did 15 years, probably 12, 15 years. And for the most part, I see it to be true, which is my self-evident, is that when you have resources, at the end of the buck, at the end of the deal, you get resource. If you want money, you should have been on the money table. I've rarely seen any deal you come with resource, you made money. I've very rarely, maybe the structure of the deal was wrong, or maybe the people who was associated was wrong, but I've never seen that. So the biggest Blaisdell, to the biggest, what is that? 20, 50,000 people with over a 3-day period event shows. Those are the biggest we got. 50,000, 20,000 over a 3-year period. If you come with resources, you get resources. You come with DJ, You offer your DJ stuff, you get DJ gigs. You offer your service, you get that service.
Yeah.
But if you want the money,
Yeah.
you need the money.
Yeah, yeah. You always gotta come in with some kind of commodity. You might understand, though.
Like.
City's getting kind of sore, but yeah, no. You're right. You are totally right about trying to get into, doing different things and always growing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you grow, you're always gonna grow. You're never gonna stop learning, right? You're gonna, and then as long as you put your mind to it, right? Like how you always had.
Yeah.
Sorry. You've always put your mind to something, and it was never. I would not ever say that was never a flop. You know what I mean? All the stuff that. Sorry. All the
So
stuff.
look where we're at, right?
I know. Yeah. No. It was never. It was never unsuccessful stuff that you did. You know what I mean? It was always. It was always a good thing. So. Yeah, shoot, sorry. Yeah, I know we're sitting down like, oh my gosh, my leg's getting sore. Yeah, shoot, that's
'Cause I haven't seen you. How long I haven't seen you?
like again, on and off for about 10 years, yeah.
I see you on the road.
Yeah. No, I see you on the road. See you on the road. I see you doing some stuff. We pass by. Hey, how's it? But we never did really get to really sit down.
Like this.
Which when I first met you, when you did our church, that was, we just kind of went in there as for business, you know what I mean? Then actually after that, then we became a friendship because your dad used to do sounds for us. You too, yeah? You used to do sounds for our band, and that's how we met.
You met in the band, Ryzen band.
The Rising Band, yeah. And you were still in your teens, dude. I think you were like 15, maybe even, I don't know, maybe even younger, I'm not even sure.
No, it was 15 because I remember talking to my other episode. I'm trying to be transparent and trying to be historically correct.
Sure.
So yeah, like 15 years old because I told the last I might have not, but before slideshow was called slideshows.
Yeah.
You know slideshows?
I do.
I had a friend. I had a classmate. He had a party here 2 years ago. 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He was a classmate, and he's gonna watch this and see and like, oh, I thought he was a dummy. No, I don't think you're dumb. It's not season. He only had certain many hours to work on it. He probably had 4 hours every Saturday or every other Saturday to work on it. I was working on it since we was children.
Yeah.
So at 15 years old, I didn't know what it was. 15 years old, I would show up to parties, right? I'll take their pictures. Right then and there, we'd take the pictures, and on the pictures, I would take your picture and I would Photoshop it, animate it before apps.
That's crazy.
Before
That's
apps.
crazy.
Before these arty things, I had two printers.
And you already had that concept of what
Yeah.
was to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take the picture, I print it out, and I right then and there, till to this day, 15 years later, they didn't do it. I put their pictures on hats, bags, mouse pad, keychains, photo frames, dual frames, puzzles, and they would leave with it. Till to this day, with their apps, they still not able to produce stuff like that, or don't do it.
Yeah.
And I found that very interesting. But that don't mean nothing. But I find it historically interesting. Like, wow,
Well, now that you got all these apps and all these other things,
make it easier for people,
so much.
which is brighter, which is awesome.
Sure.
Also because they're serving a bigger audience. I think that's why social media, YouTubers, Twitch people, Facebook started monetizing, Instagram started monetizing. TikTok is paving the way, but
Sure.
we got to take it back home for people to see that the TikTok, it's as shine the light, as bright the light it shines. That's how dark it can be too.
Sure. And it all depends on how you look at it, yeah?
It is.
And how you perceive of where you want to be. You know what I mean? If you want to stay in the dark, you can stay in the dark. You know what I mean? You want to progress, get out. Bro, that's classic.
That's actually where I'm torn because everybody looks at me or views me, they see me as the business, the entrepreneur guy. Deep down, hope it don't hurt one of my future investors, my future business people. I'm not about the money no more. It's more It's more like enjoying. And if we make the money along the way,
Yeah.
let's go.
That comes after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta, well, of course, you gotta enjoy what you do, because if you don't, then it's gonna become like a job. You know?
Outside of my obligations to my church, because I have 5 churches here at this location. At my other location, I'm looking at building, servicing more church people
Is that the
too.
one in Park City?
No, Nanakuli.
Which one? Not the old one.
My print shop.
Where's that?
Oh, it's 87110 Nanaike Street, behind Food Giants.
Behind Food Giant. Oh, that's right. That's right. My edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not anonymous no more.
Yeah,
But
well, not
we just
anymore.
break. Oh shoot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's if it wasn't for none of that stuff, it would be kind of like actually I like this kind of stuff. It's pretty cool because we were doing it. Was kind of doing it at 15. Jeez.
Yeah. You're doing a lot of stuff, man. That was, I mean, you're well beyond your age. You're well beyond your age. That's why I'm shocked that you only turned a tree. I'm 56. That's why I'm like, I knew you.
56?
Yeah. I knew you when I was like, what, 40 something? No. Yeah, 40 something, something like that. Yeah, 45 or whatever, but yeah.
But you've always been good to me. Always been good to my family. Always been there for us.
Yeah, I know, and you guys been there for us.
I thought he was in for us, so I guess it was the food.
No, it was kind of more of like the friendship, you know? Your whole family in general, especially your dad. Your dad, he was just, I mean, you look at Kalani, you know, senior, your dad, and he's just Mr. Aloha. I don't ever think I saw him mad, or I mean, you know, we play around, but no, I would never really see him. Was always fun, and was always, you know, a good time.
Nothing serious. My dad, he's a lovable person.
Very. He said, you know, give you the shirt off his back, you know, put his body down for you to walk over rain and water and stuff like that. Just do whatever it takes just to take care of the other person.
My dad's other brothers, or
I think I met one that was a surf shop. Who's that?
Uncle Lake.
Uncle Lloyd, yeah, that's his brother too, right? That's your
Brother too.
okay. The younger one.
Younger.
He's younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he still have that?
No.
Oh, alrighty.
That was a hard gig. He had his surf shop in the middle of COVID policies.
See that? Yeah. I mean, that's such a bummer. I mean, COVID ruined a lot of stuff. You know, I mean, and I know it's a real deal. You know what I mean? It's, you know, in fact, my nephew almost died from COVID. I mean, he was literally he was on top of one of the ventilators that was the newer ventilators, and his whole body was working his lungs was working at 30%. I mean, and he even told his wife, you know, I'm good, let me go. And his wife like, fuck that. Negative, you get 5 kids. you ain't going anywhere. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
No.
But yeah, but then he ended up coming out of it. He's still not going to be the same. You know, I mean, he's not going to be as athletic as he was. You know what I mean? But he still, in fact, was my nephew. That's the nephew I'm talking about who got me into foiling. So, but yeah, COVID was a real deal. But I mean, honestly, to think about it, I think the government might have taken it too far. Just
The government people.
Yeah, just my theory. I mean, even though it's real, don't get me wrong, it's real. I mean, you know what I mean? But I think it might have not been as bad as it actually was.
So would you say how I would like to put it? We're not denying it existed.
Oh yeah, of course.
We're just the policies. Because when I say COVID, I don't say COVID destroyed it. I said COVID policies destroyed destroyed things. It destroyed the economy.
Yes, it did. I agree.
Okay.
I never always agreed with that. I've always been like, okay, why are we having this? Because, you know, back in the days, there was SARS, there was mad cow disease, there was other flus that was just as bad, if not worse.
Historically worse. Not played at it, it's bad.
Yeah. It wasn't, I mean, and we were able to get through that, no problem.
How about this? We have a conspiracy.
Okay.
You love a conspiracy?
Sure.
I know you like good ghost stories.
No, but that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I have a good conspiracy
Conspiracy, yeah.
theories. But I cannot say conspiracy because they changed the word. They changed the meaning.
You changed conspiracy?
Real quick. No, real quick. Words.
Okay.
Words is weapons.
Of course.
So let me ask you this first before I get into that story. Hopefully I don't forget. The word woke. What does it mean to be woke?
Woke?
Yeah.
Like woken up?
No.
Woke.
Yeah. In the term, what is the word? Oh, you got to stay woke. You ever heard that before? No.
Not really.
Okay.
I've heard
The word woke. The word woke to me is when people would tell their conspiracies or their unfortunate news or negative information that historically comes to be true. It's no longer conspiracy; it becomes historical. So like one of the things that so that's what woke is. But they recently changed the word woke to some kind of gay slur. I might have been butchering this whole information, but if they watch my other podcasts, my guess they tell you what it mean what I'm trying to say. But they changed words. They changed the words. Here's my conspiracy, but it will be historically true someday.
Sure, of course. Of course.
Frick, I've been doing this for 12 years of saying this, and it all keeps them like, oh, I'm not so crazy now, huh?
Yeah.
But I try not to behave so they don't put me in jail.
So you like what you were talking about COVID, right? You had so what it was, it attacked the not so very healthy people, right? The underlying health problem people, right? You hear so much different things about it, so much different things, how it was made, how it came to be, you know what I mean? A lot of people saying that it was made, it was actually made, people say it was something from China, right? And I was like,
How about made in China, manufactured in America? How about that? You think that?
could be, like again, conspiracy, you'll never know. Nobody's gonna know, and even if somebody were to come out with the truth.
How about this? COVID-19 is a patent
Yeah.
that's owned by a particular entity.
Entity, sure.
So would that be a patent made in America?
It was. I mean,
I'm saying it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, we could, you could see how it was, but did we patent it out? I think so.
Please, let's try a different direction, because it will be more proof to home why my conspiracy that would be true.
Well, they're not gonna shoot us, are they?
I don't think so.
Shot, Kalani.
We no, not us.
Yeah.
But
But that's just opinions. Everybody makes opinions.
yeah, but we're not entitled to our opinion. No.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, the government, right?
How much people have lost their jobs because of what they see or said? Because it's bad for company.
Honey.
Okay, so let's get to it, because this is like for like five minutes trying to explain this. So my conspiracy that I gotta stop saying that, but my self-truth it goes back to the election, for the most powerful seat on the face of this
course.
earth.
Yep.
And the time was that Trump was running for office, and they eventually got him off of the social media.
Yeah.
You familiar with that?
Yeah. What you mean talking about Trump?
They deplatformed him. They took him off social media, but he still had a voice.
Yeah.
They figure, they'll take him off social media, they'll kill his presence, but it only made his presence bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Never in history anybody ever cared about a president to this day. I'm not saying I'm for him. I'm not against him or for him. I'm neither. I'm history. I'm a fan of the history that takes place.
Sure.
It could have been Biden that did what he did. I would be a fan of it.
Sure.
It's nothing to do with the person. It's the historical point of it all. When it happens, when the election came around second time, it actually he was beating Biden in the views on the social media and the Facebook. And I talked to it on my last podcast, 3 podcasts ago on a decision to be made to be president, that he only had 60 people in a car that honk Biden was like, honk if we need change. And he only had 60 people in cars. Donald Trump, he went against the Republican Party
Yeah.
and he did his own crap. That is the most American thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was the most American thing. So if they never did the hype of the COVID policies worldwide, 'cause
Yeah.
this is worldwide.
Yes. Yes.
It wasn't just our state
yeah,
or
no,
our country. It was worldwide. They never did this panic.
Time.
They would have never been able to be in a clear mind to see how is somebody with so little views was able to outbeat somebody who don't who eventually who's actually killing it in numbers,
Yeah.
but didn't show up to the polls.
Sure. Sure.
But how do you feel about that?
How that it didn't show up to the polls?
Yeah, or just in general, how
Yeah.
was it a fair race? Did you vote?
I did.
You did. Oh,
Yeah. And I voted for Trump.
you voted for Trump.
Yeah. I'm totally pro-Trump. I mean, and with all the stuff that was going on, they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, especially when this thing came into effect. That affected everything. You know what I mean? That totally took everybody's mind off of what they should have done and put it on what they can't do. You know what I'm saying? They you know,
connection.
yeah, there's just so much restrictions. And it's like, dude, you can't have this much restrictions, but you did. So even like with the connections that went on, and then the other things went on.
But that was still, what everything happened here was still our government.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
was Caldwell and.
yeah. It was
But they follow the narrative of the far left.
E-game, same thing. They did the whole thing. I mean, I don't hate these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially Ige, he's from Pro City. You know, I'm from Pro City. You know, he went to my school. You know what I mean? Yeah. In fact, he graduated with my brother, my eldest brother. And
What's his name? Hennessy?
David Ige, he was the class president for my brother's year.
Oh, he was always top guy.
He was always top tier. So he knew what was going on.
Nice.
And we voted for him. I mean, but I don't know. Like, again, you know, he's Democrat, right? I mean, it's a Democrat state,
I don't think the people who vote, us, local people,
right?
vote on parties. We mostly vote on the person. Because when you decided to vote for Ige, you voted on the person, not
Yeah.
on the party.
No.
That's the only thing different with Hawaii politics, is that you vote on the person.
Yeah. Not so much of what it was. I mean, I'm Republican.
You are?
I am.
A registered Republican.
I am.
That's awesome.
But you know, you just see so much stuff going on and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'd rather. I mean, so I
How
mean,
big is that presence in Hawaii?
it's crazy. Oh, Trump was all the way. Trump. I mean, there's so much people.
How many stickers? How much banners have you seen Biden and Harris in the state of Hawaii?
Two stickers compared to 1,000 Trumps.
Don't be modest.
I'm not even
how much
joking.
supporters have you seen with their picket signs in their house, the signs, the
More-
banners?
more
have
Trump.
You seen any? Have you seen any in Hawaii?
And any Bidens?
Yeah.
Hardly.
Hardly, yeah.
Hardly. I see more Trump. So, I mean, of course,
Did those guys go and vote?
Huh?
The people, do you think they voted?
You know, they voted, but we don't really make. we don't. It doesn't really make a
Those
difference.
guys had rallies. Those guys.
No,
the
they
Trump
did. Yeah,
people
no,
had-
huge.
That's crazy.
Oh, huge. I mean, okay,
And there's
so
video evidence. It's out
right.
there.
So that stuff that happened in the White House, January 6th, that was stupid. But I don't really think that was all them.
No.
I think what happened is that they started it, and then the Democrats finished it.
Well, it's like a movie.
Yeah,
Did
I
you-
think
did you
I
see-
think they just totally took advantage of that. So, I mean, I'm not a very political person, you know what I mean? But I see, and then I wonder, and you just wonder, what was that? You know what I mean? Should somebody get into office fairly?
Did they blow the January 6th out of proportion?
Yes.
So they're still blowing that.
Yeah. And okay, so they're still trying to get him on stuff. Okay.
Maybe
Run again.
Well, I can tell you this: he gonna run.
And there's no COVID policies
There's
to-
no doubt
to-
about it because when so
How about this? There's no COVID policy to stop this thing from blowing out the numbers again,
well, but
but they left the guns and everything in our neighbor's backyard.
crazy.
Oh, you know about that?
Yeah, of course they said,
Right there.
"Yeah, get them out." Oh, but we give them stuff. So now our people are the neighbors, guys that have the stuff, and selling everything to our enemies. You know what I mean? So it's like whatever's. But
But that's the next card they can play.
yeah. So okay, see like Hillary Clinton, right?
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Look all the stuff they had against her. So much stuff. But did she go anywhere? No.
Did she run for president?
She ran for president.
Yeah.
But she okay, of course she did. Yeah. But
Well, why would she run for president? She has so much money.
right. So
More power.
well, see, so but they even though she had all that stuff against her, she should have went to jail. But she didn't.
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because she has all the right people in all the right places. Same thing with Trump. All these Democrats are trying to get him into trouble, so he's not going to be able to run in 2024.
Well, people's already awake.
So, but okay, this is just a big show. This is just a big show.
Big show.
Huge show. It's gonna keep going and going and going. You wait till 2024 or come close.
What's gonna happen?
Because right now, the midterms are coming up.
For your life. I didn't notice. I brought you in. I brought you in to talk about life, happiness. We're going to politics.
Mela got me into this crap.
Oh.
She's the political one. You know what I mean?
She listens to the AM radios?
Huh?
She listens to the AM radio station?
She doesn't listen to the AM radio station, but she also listens to YouTube. And
YouTube,
she's always going
got
for
it.
Political stuff.
Got it.
So she got me into that. 'Cause
Got
I
it.
watched that shit with her. So and then after seeing all that, so now when it comes down to because Trump knows a lot of people. Trump knows
he's been the guy.
He knows
always been.
the right people.
Yeah.
So you have all the people that are trying to go against the right people.
Okay.
You know, even though it
Opposing side.
might be the wrong people, but he knows the wrong people. I don't know.
How about this? He knows the right people to push his vision for the future.
Yeah.
And Biden has.
Yeah, Biden has nothing. You okay? So
I'm trying
like,
to be fair.
yeah, I know, but Trump,
Push that, yeah.
Trump get money.
Yeah.
He cannot be bought. Even though you have all these other things that, oh yeah, so many of his businesses went flip flop. You know, they flop. He owed a lot of money, bankrupt, da. You know, unfortunately, that's the American way. Yeah, everybody.
So why don't they go do it that way?
Right. What makes him different? Everybody bankrupt every day.
Yeah.
You get people going through bankruptcy every single day. What makes him different? There's no difference, right?
The difference is how they made their money. Donald
Sure.
Trump made his money the way we are trying to make the money.
Yeah.
The other
And he was
side
up.
made it off the backs of
The brother is smart, dude. The guy is.
Nobody's doubting that.
No, brother is smart. They think he's stupid. He's
said
not.
nobody's doubting
He
that?
no.
Everybody thinks he's an asshole.
They're jealous. That's why. They're jealous.
Deep
And
down.
I'm not trying to be. You know. And I mean, do I think Trump is a dick? Yeah. But unfortunately, you got to be a dick
There's a
to
reason.
make.
There's a reason.
There's a reason why. You know, it's just
Not
like
for nothing.
yeah, just like his hotel down here, right? The Trump Plaza down Embassy in Waikiki, right? So my friend is the beverage manager. I don't want to say his name, but yeah.
We're anonymous.
Yeah. But so he actually works with Ivanka. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So that's basically her.
Ivanka's a boss.
Yeah. That's her. That's her business, her hotel. But here comes Dad. Dad comes down and he tries to run the show, right?
Cool.
He tries to run the show. Like when they get into an argument, I mean, he's like right in the room and he's like, awkward. I mean, I want to get out of here, but they're like, no, listen to this. You stay right there. You know, he's like, fucking caught in the middle. And they're going at it. You know what I mean? And she's like, telling me, you know, you didn't have to come here. Get out of here. Beat it. And he's like,
She
you know
talks
what?
like that?
Yeah. He
Really? That's so cool, because you don't see the side of her.
No, she just. Oh,
They
so
portray her-
according to my friend, I
Yeah.
mean, she just lets him have it, like you know, not like her dad. It's just like a business partner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and you know they're arguing, they're hating each other, freak you, and then at the end of the day, okay, let's go eat dinner, and then they go on date. You know what I mean?
Different level of control. Yeah.
Yeah, different. You know, so because before she used to be like, okay, dad, but now it's like negative. No, this is how it's gonna go. No, I'm really thinking no. This is how it's gonna go. Well, what you know, I need to teach like that. Oh, I don't care. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
You always portray Ivanka Trump as a quiet, hard person to kind of read, but she's a boss.
Negative.
I read Donald Trump's book.
Oh, she loud.
Yeah.
She's loud. She I mean, she doesn't care. You know, she's just I'm gonna do what I think is gonna be done, and look, it's still there. You know what I mean? The Trump hotel's still there. So yeah, I think. I mean, I hope. I think with all the other support, like you said, there's no COVID. coming up, but there's there's no saying that there's not going to be one.
Shut it down if they want.
Oh, of
But
course.
but the only way for us to be the future is if they did what they did when they cared about Kukia Mauna. If they didn't Kukia I Hawaii, none of this would have ever happened. It would never gone 2 years.
Yeah,
It would have been 3 months and go eat kaka.
yeah.
But it didn't. It went for 2 years.
No, 2 years, and you know something?
That was insane.
And you know that they were building it while they was going through that. They were building the telescope. It was being built while they were going through the Mauna stuff. You know what I mean? The Mauna Kea stuff. You know, people protesting, people blocking the roads, stuff like that, was still being built.
Still got our every bird, every boots, every foot have their own cameras. It's actually a derivative of us. So they can tell the food narrative, their food truth, whatever story they want to tell. But every person who has a phone in their hand has also a story to tell. And then eventually the truth shall be revealed.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part.
No, but did you know that while the whole thing was going on, those 2 years that they were building the stuff, even though they said they stopped.
Now since you brought it up,
from coming up.
Yeah.
They did it.
now since you brought it up, I remember them still working on it, and I thought to myself the reason they did this shutdown was because they could implement that thing.
Well, so supposedly they weren't getting supplies up to there to build the thing, but they were getting supplies. They were getting supplies.
They're playing chess.
They just went around. They didn't go through the road. They went around.
Nice, interesting.
And that's why.
My point, though, to my point is that the togetherness was there. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
people
no,
who
that
make
was-
decisions,
that was
the togetherness,
huge.
that was worldwide too.
That was huge.
Kukiai Mauna was worldwide.
It was worldwide.
Yes.
I mean, it actually went so. You know how they say that the powers of the people, right? It truly is. It truly is.
Every religion sees it that way too.
They were able to get this little thing out to everywhere and everybody's support. I mean,
Even the Polynesians, all the Polynesians,
everybody.
and then even the people who had Polynesian at heart, they were in on it too. They're like, oh, we gotta support
But
these
still,
guys.
It really didn't amount to anything. You know what I mean? I know a lot of activists that were there. I mean, every day they were full on. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they came back. I go,
What does that mean?
why did you come back? I mean, why you have to go back to work? I mean, you have to do this, do that, and they never really did tell me why they came back.
Did they get paid? I'll tell you one thing. I'm not trying to push too far. I think I'm not trying to push too far on this little thing because I'm looking for a check.
You already know.
I want that check too. I want that fancy job.
Yeah,
But I don't know if I can live with it. I don't think I can live with it.
When
You
you
know?
stop, I already, because you cannot be someplace and believe in it so much that you're gonna falter. It's
crazy, yeah.
Actually believe in it.
Yeah.
If you,
Or
something
want to be seen believing it.
well, you can be seen, but
Want to be seen believing
yeah, but
it.
if you don't, okay. So if something were to sway you,
Yeah.
that you could go, okay, say they give you a table here, a couple 100,000, beat it. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay, now what would you what
X
would-
100 times, please.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you either can be in the cold or the
Yeah.
rain and not use the bathroom or take a hot shower.
Yeah.
But you're going home with a couple hundred or whatever. You know, so you're going home with some money. You can choose. Same thing like if you had a choice to be like, okay. You have
Sounds like a very bumpy road.
Yeah, you sound like okay. You could either send your kid
Yeah.
to Harvard
Yeah.
and fully paid,
Yeah.
or you're gonna go Newark Community College where you gotta pay. Okay, what you can choose, right?
It depends. Everybody different.
Or you can go Harvard. Sure. But you're
Most
always
people
gonna
the
want-
money.
You're always gonna want the best. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have somebody be like, well, give me the worst.
No. Everybody wants the best.
You're always gonna be the same
Yeah.
thing with you. Anybody, that's just human nature. Everybody is always working towards something. You're not gonna have somebody be like, even if you're a couch potato, you can work hard to get to that couch. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're gonna do whatever it takes to get to that couch, as long as there's a meaning behind that.
Yeah. But that couch potato could make a living being a couch potato applying our new tech.
Seriously.
So I'm happy.
Whatever it is.
But nah, the whole thing, yeah. I mean, in general, we're supposed to talk about happiness.
I know, yeah. You're so funny because this vlog is gonna be
Yeah,
like,
I looked at myself like,
What?
who do I know is a happy, talented,
no. Thank you, Colin.
outgoing?
You are.
Because
You are.
you're out there in the public doing rock star things, performing in front of everybody, performances. Did you do the major by any chance?
I was supposed to, but I had to turn it down because I had.
Look at him, guys, turning it down.
No,
You see what I'm saying? Turning it down. I was supposed to play one of the biggest concerts in the state. I turned it down.
No,
Look at
but I
him.
did play for.
Yeah.
I did play for. Oh my god. The one down at the Aloha Tower. In fact, so, I guess I did. I did play for a couple of bashes. No, the big one that was that had Fiji and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At Aloha Tower, we did. That was for Red House. We played.
I missed that guy.
Fiji's a good guy.
I'm talking about the Rhythm House guy.
Oh,
Is that? But that's something different.
Yes, Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vince.
Same Rhythm House.
Rhythm House. Yes. Yes. He was really. Yeah, that was his production. And
Okay, this is
So I was part of his band.
yeah.
I was part of his.
He was always out there helping everybody.
Yeah, and yes.
Due to his very last day.
It was so.
Very last day helping everybody.
It was such a good. I mean, he was kind of hardcore. He was kind of hardcore.
I saw him at that. I saw him at that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing with that is, you gotta do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? You gotta be.
Gotta.
You gotta be.
He's a pusher. He's a go-getter.
Very. He kind
Yeah.
of reminds me. You know what I mean? Just everything.
I just had a little bit more
I
time.
say something when it
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes, and he made it happen.
Whatever it was.
He was always a goal-driven individual. So I did play for that bash. Played for a couple
And he did it with his own monies.
his own money that he actually raised.
I think he had a little bit helps, but for the most part, it was
Yeah,
his own money
yeah.
and his
He
own
had-
passion.
He had some sponsors. He did the initial stuff, which was ended up, especially with his venues.
Mm-hmm.
But like, who's gonna be there? What? Yep, I'm on. Get me in there. I mean, let me
People
on.
trusted him.
They did very much trust him. He took us to Maui. He took us to so many places. We went to so much places because of him and with the musician that I played with
Yeah.
him. And just top-notch musicians. I think I was.
And they're all on their own too. Now, Love was on their own
Yeah, I
too.
was one of the-
Damn.
I was one of his core musicians. I was always his guitarist. We did change. We changed plenty of people.
Yes.
Plenty of drummers, keyboardists.
Look at it, ladies and gentlemen. He is changing pins up, turning down promoters.
Drummers, bass players, and keyboarders.
Yeah.
We did have our set people that we did play with. You know what I mean? Majority of the bigger gigs.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller ones, we kind of used other musicians and stuff like that. But I was pretty much his main guitarist. Because I could sing too. So
Yes.
that was one of the things. So
Well, we're gonna do some singing after our podcast.
Speaking of it, sorry,
Yeah.
we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah. But once again, I just wanted to bring you in today. It was basically to talk about the legendary guitarist,
No!
the foil surfer who still enjoys life, still find time to work. And then this is the person of everybody. I wanted to bring in you, the person, you the man. Also, I miss talking to you, miss.
Oh, of course, man, that's awesome.
It took this to
We
it took this
we
to
always,
see each other.
We always talk.
Right.
We always talk. It wasn't, you would never tell that we weren't really good friends. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we don't really see each other all the time.
Well, we pick up right where we left off
We
and
pick
go
up
over again.
and it's just so natural to talk to you. And your whole entire family.
Yes.
I consider your family my family.
Thank you.
I can always walk in to you guys' place
Yep.
and like, hey, you know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean? You guys
Yeah.
can always count on me. I can count on you guys. We'll be there.
Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I'll see you soon.
Always.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Hello.
Yeah. Nice. That's cool. I didn't really think it was a but